Hey, everybody. Whoa. Are we live? We're live. Yes. Hey, everybody. Hope you can hear me loud and clear. Happy Tuesday, depending on where you're at on the planet. Happy Tuesday night, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, and Tuesday evening in some parts of the world. Yeah, we're back. Lots been going on. As you've witnessed, we've been super busy the whole weekend. And as you know, we're still addressing some of the issues, and we are in war room mode, and we are going to address the topics. I will have a much more detailed update in terms of what we're going to be doing and on Thursday. So please sign up, join Thursday, and find out more. But as I mentioned, I think it was last Thursday, we have now engaged two agencies to help us in the prevention that this will never happen again and setting up processes. We have engaged an agency to support with the takedown of any fraudulent actors and reclaiming our social media sites and accounts, especially mine. As you know, srust99 on Telegram is not Stefan. That is fake Stefan. And my srust99 on Twitter is also fake Stefan. So please watch out for any fake claims. I will not ask for any money. I will not add, there is no airdrop coming, etc. So just hang in there. We'll inform you about that. I also went to the police today and filed the official formal report. But anyway, either way, I thought it was really interesting learning about a couple of sites and learning about some of the tricks and crooks and cranny. If you are listening, please make sure. Why is it not on X again? Okay, guys, hang on. We're just going to get up on X. TruflationNation, financial business use, Riverside. It should be live now. Everyone, hearts on, create broadcast. Here we go. Created now. You're live. Here we go. Ooh, hello, everybody on X. I'm going to start again. Happy Tuesday, and just want to pick up from where we left off on Thursday. We're back, back strong, focused on the business again. As I mentioned on Thursday, we got to lean in and just drive the business forward. I want to make very clear, all of you, nobody at Truflation will ask for any money. There will be no airdrop. There will be until there is a formal blog post and a formal newsletter, you will not be asked for anything from any of us. srust99 on Twitter is fake Stefan. srust99 on Telegram is faked Stefan. Those are hacked and hijacked accounts. Maliciously via my mobile phone. Unfortunately, that is the situation we're dealing with it. And as I mentioned on Thursday, I had the best Friday ever, just in terms of getting elevated out of the situations that we're in. We have engaged a really cool agency that I've met 3 years ago, by the way, in Miami at a conference. Really good guys. So they're going to be helping us, and we'll share more with you in detail on Thursday. So please sign up on Thursday, find out more what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be doing it. A lot more of these details will transpire in the very short term. It's a bit of pain, but just imagine what they have to go through in Argentina, right? I mean, they're going through a hell of a lot of pain to recover and turn this around, and they're doing an amazing job at doing that. So we're going to do an amazing job in doing that as well. So that's one thing. The second element is, follow me now on Twitter, the real srust. So please use that account going forward. A bit of a punt on words and comments, but here you can see my profile. Whoops, wrong one. Here I'm going to share this tab instead. Boom, here, the real S Rust. Nothing on the backdrop. I'll get something there. I just set this up today. We're supporting the Truth Network. It's truflation.com, nuon.fi, and index.fund. So really been working on those projects, and Nuon and Index will be coming really soon. So hang on, buckle up. We're building. We're going to go heads down and make these a reality and get the upside in October and Moonvember. So take care. Just wanted to share that with you. But we also engaged a agency that's going to help us with prevention going forward. Really happy to be working with them. And then also got a really cool agency that we're working with around making sure that all fraudulent sites and the social media accounts get taken back and then provided back to myself. My accounts have been taken. I just mentioned which ones. srust99, that is fake me. So please do not respond to that. Take them out of any groups that we're in jointly and do whatever you need to do. That number one. Number two, I've created my own new Twitter account, The Real srust. So take a look at that and have a look at that. But one thing I wanted to share with you, which I thought was really interesting in this journey as we go through security hacks and learning, install Malwarebytes, scan your computers. So just do that, set up the scan. It's worth the bucks you need to do to subscribe, get it up, scan your computers, your hard drives all the time. Number one, never take NFC name cards. If anybody wants to give you a name NFC on the phone, make sure it's a phone with nothing on it other than one or two pieces of information that you can afford to lose. Don't go to a conference with all your gear and your equipment. Those are things. Wi-Fi. Be careful which Wi-Fi network you are on. Make sure you use a VPN. That's all I can say on that. So take care around that. Number one. Number two, there was really interesting sites that they shared with me. Have I been pawned? Check your email address. It has been a data breach. So, we talk about it a lot, but you can see that if you put your email into this site, you will see all the sites that have been breached, and you'll be amazed. Every single site you go to, you log in, you sign up with an email, you sign up with a password. And that account might have been breached. It could be your local gym. It could be your local yoga studio. It could be your local, sort of your art, your museum club membership. It could be, who knows what it could be, but each one of those may have been breached at some point in time. And your login password, your login email will be up there and will be somehow then disclosed through the dark web or whatever website and available for people to see here. And you'll have then a developer, he'll build a script and they'll correlate username, password and email, password, email, and then go to all the accounts and see which ones. He's got a list of accounts, target e-commerce accounts, target websites, etc., etc. So don't and update your website every 5 years. Just do not work with an old website, especially if it's a personal one. You may think, oh, it's nostalgic. I've had this for so long. Nope. Not a good idea. Always be changing, is all I can say. The other site I saw that they introduced me to was a site called Dehashed. 14 billion assets have been compromised. So here, and here you can search, do the same thing. And it was amazing just what you can see here. You find out which accounts, which identity fraud, affordability, right? So all of these elements, you can find them in here. I'm not going to log in and share mine. You guys can do this on yourself. That's why I'm sharing this with you. So anybody can have a look. I just thought it was really interesting, and I want to share the journey and the experience that we had and help you prevent any kind of similar incident. So anyway, that's it really. We went to the police, filed the forms. The developer didn't take the hacker didn't take the bounty. unfortunate, yeah. So I had no other option but to file a report, and then engage the right kind of partners to help us in this journey, making sure this doesn't happen. But I thought those were two interesting sites you may enjoy. Check them out. Take a look and let me know what you think. And how you'll be surprised, guys. Just all I can say is just do it and tell me what you experience when you experience it, right? What will happen and what do you think, and where do you think across any of your emails you might be exposed? So I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, look, we still, we're still hopeful that the developer might, or the hacker might come forward. But I haven't heard anything. It's still up until the fat lady sings, as they say. But look, let's see what's going on. So going back to business, inflation, what's going on? We had Powell come out and speak yesterday. He said he's going to be a lot more hawkish, as you saw. So what does his hawkish imply? That he's not sure with this 50 basis points drop in interest rates, what that means. Added liquidity. We have a strike going on right now on the East Coast and in the Gulf Coast. And we talked about that on the previous show. We told you it was going to come. So bang, guess what? And guess what we've seen? We've all been shocked at how fast and how rapid inflation numbers have gone up. Check this out. We went all the way up to 1.87. Utility prices are up because gas prices are up, right? So amazing jump there. Housing prices are also going up, and housing and utility are a big portion of household expenditure. Go to the constituents here. Housing, what does housing represent? 23% of expenditure. Utilities, where are the utilities, baby? Here they are. Check out utilities. Only 6%, but 6% plus 23% is 29%. Nearly 30% of household spending is in utilities. Housing, and household spending is in housing and in utilities. So those are the two big elements that are really driving inflation and driving prices up. But the significant, also, we're seeing raw material prices go up, commodities. You're seeing, strikes. You don't think they're asking for a 40-50% salary increase. Boeing staff is also on strike. They're not happy with the 25% salary increase. They want 40% salary increase. So you're seeing big conglomerates. Who's going to be impacted by the East Coast, Gulf Coast importation and container terminals being on strike? It's going to be the likes of GM. So GM is going to get impacted. Amazon is going to get impacted, right? All of these entities that are importing from international waters and international shores and bringing products on, they're going to experience price rises, inflation. We're heading into the last quarter of the year. We've got Christmas. People are going to be spending. People are going to be traveling for Thanksgiving. All of these things are going to have an impact. And so we actually don't think the next inflation round or FOMC meeting is going to warrant another interest rate drop. And we're going to see an announcement by the BLS on, I think it's in 2 weeks' time, not next week, the week after that, what's going on. So our team are working on the report in terms of trying to calibrate our numbers and present to you very shortly what those numbers look like. We've already calibrated the numbers. It's just going through and sifting through what it's going to look like and how are the government going to report based on their stale old data versus the modern data that you get on Truflation. Number one, daily updates on inflation, Truflation. Number two, and number three, the broader set of data to be able to give you a much better perspective of what and how prices are moving. But inflation is coming back. We've said it back in the beginning of the year, before the summer, and here we go. Money print to go brr, interest rate drop 50%, 8 billion new liquidity coming to the market. Japan, China, man, global liquidity is going to go up as well. So China's just added and injected into the market. You've seen what China's done. So those are all things that are going to be driving and accelerating this growth rate here on around inflation. So stay tuned for that, right? So that's really important to have a look at and stay in touch with, right? I mean, that's ultimately what we're seeing. If you follow Truflation on Twitter, if you don't, please do so now. Subscribe, follow. You get some really good updates. Here we go into what the implications are of the port strike and the supply chain, right? What is that supply chain breakdown mean, and how do we deal with that, right? So you can read it here, right? So it's really the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to significantly disrupt a portion of the nation's shipping operations. It's between, here you go, International Longshoremen's Association and the U.S. Maritime Alliance, and they're at an impasse. Obviously, it's an election year, 45,000 dock workers, so quite a big constituent. And of course, it's election time, so they have a good opportunity to flex their muscles, solicit votes, and who's going to give them a better deal. And then they might help with the votes. But yeah, what's this really mean? You can see here, there's been an 18% increase in freight movement to the West Coast. So everybody's going a longer way around. So what does that mean? The shipping costs are going to get more expensive because I can't go the direct route. I have to go through the Panama Canal. Panama Canal is going to be congested. It's costly to go through the Panama Canal. I go through the Panama Canal, come up to LA, and then offload there, right? So that brings increased cost, congestion at the West Coast terminals as well. And that has inflation concerns. Prices are going to go up. It's holiday season. There's going to be fewer products on the shelves for holidays. We were talking about Thanksgiving. We were talking about Christmas holidays, etc. So those are all traditionally very consumer-oriented months at the end of the year, where one celebrates together with family and shares some gifts with everybody. So anyway, so lots of noise around that. So watch out for that. We definitely think that there is going to be, inflation's going to come back, as we said it right before the summer. I'm just going to look for the Boeing strike here. You can see Boeing strike workers here. Well, BBC. Actually, I'm going to go to Quartz. I like Quartz a bit more. Except, so here, Boeing's what? I mean, look at these sites. I mean, they just have so much ads all over them. Maybe should we do ads on Truflation.com? What do you think? Let me know what you think. I'd love to know whether you like ads and whether we should have banner ads. I mean, we could monetize it. We get some 500,000 unique visitors every month to Truflation.com. What should we do with that? Anyway, Boeing's long lost pension is at the center of a broken down strike talks, right? So they've got to figure this out. I'm not sure what it says, but last time I read, so here, after 30,000, so remember we said 45,000 dock workers. Here there are 30,000. So in aggregate, there are 70,000 workers, 75,000 workers that are negotiating salaries, right? And here, these 30,000 workers by the IAM went into strike this month following a rejection of the contract that would give them the 25% raise. The union was seeking 40% increase, and since rejected the best final offer of 30% bump. So they're trying to negotiate their way. It was 25%. They said, no, we want 40%. Boeing went back and said, we'll give you a 30% bump. Last round, take it or leave it. And they said, we will leave it and we won't take it. So a lot of different debates. Cost of capital is going up. Human costs are rising. Anyway, that's where we're at there. Interesting to look at and see. I haven't been sharing any of my screens, have I? Oh man. Anyway, here, share screens. You can see that. I'm going to share this one. No, anyway, I think I shut it down, so too bad. But you got the gist of it. You heard it. Sorry. I have been living on about 3 hours, 4 hours sleep for the last, since actually Token 2049. But look, we're hardcore. We got the energy. I got some hydration salts in here. I have a friend. He introduced me to this really cool brand, Ghost. Have you heard of Ghost? Ghost has protein powders and hydration salts and pre-workout salts, pre-workout mixes, and post-workout. Oh, really good. Check them out. Ghost. We do not have a sponsor for Ghost. We do not have a sponsor for Death Wish Coffee. Who's going to help us get a sponsor? Because I always drink Death Wish Coffee, and I always now drink Ghost. And it's my breakfast too, by the way. After my gym workouts, because those are sort of pretty religious, keep me sane. But yeah, so we talked about the ports, and one thing actually somebody sent in, which I thought was super interesting, is just, it was posted on Truflation, of course. So I hope you're following Truflation. If you're not, you're missing out on some really good insights. But look at this video that Truflation posted. I mean, it just isn't it brilliant? This is, we talked about 45. We talked about 45,000 dock workers going on strike in the U.S. We always think we're way ahead, technological advancements, et cetera, et cetera. This is the terminal port in Guangzhou, China. And just to give you a perspective on how modern, how advanced they operate, they continuously invest. And these guys are managing the terminals from a computer, like a computer game. They don't go and play, Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation. They go to work and play container ships on live in real life. And so anyway, have a look at the video. I thought it was really cool. Again, labor markets and automating labor processes and different skill sets needed in that journey, right? So how do we up-level the talent? How do we train the talent with new tools, new software? How do we secure contracts with the great developers that are going to build amazing new products that are going to improve the technology, improve the infrastructure, create expedient, fast engagement with on and offloading, and leveraging robots to do so? We can do it. We have the brains, we have the muscle, we just don't have the leadership and the regular guidelines to put that into place. And I think that's what we need. Wait, look how automated. Look, it's like remote controls. Here I go. I'm sitting. It's like gaming. Look at the amount of screens these guys have. 6, 8 screens. They're all working on screens. Do you think screens is going to be a lot cheaper maintaining and having those screens up there? It's an operating system on its own. So it's pretty impressive how, look at those, all running on their own. Huge container terminals there. Huge containers, lift up, drop. I mean, amazing, right? So lots of interesting things. So follow Truflation on Twitter. I'm doing hard sell now. I know you guys don't like it, but this is what we're up for, and you will like it because you will always get alpha. We were looking for some alpha earlier, and we were talking about alpha, and we're going to give you more and more alpha. You can identify where trends are going and buy long. We're not about doing really short strips. We're talking about long activities. Anyway, we're hitting 24 minutes. I do not have that much time to go, but we're going to share with you. I talked about Nuon. I talked about Index.Fun. Index.Fun is super exciting. What we're seeing is index coins are going to be greater than meme coins. Stay tuned. Watch out. What's that mean? What's an index coin? So an index coin is the tradability of building a synthetic real world asset blend of products. So you can take different types of products and you can blend them together and create your own index. So here I'm going to share with you some concepts, and you take it as you will and go to index.fun, play around. It's going to get beefed up stronger and stronger and stronger. So here you can explore what are some of the indexes up here. These are professional indexes, by the way. They've been built by super professional, formerly, at TradFi, index engineers, right? So they put together the DePIN DAI index, right? So you can see the velocity, how's it moved. You can come here and compare that to SPX. Boom, SPX 500. So how has it performed? The AI pin index, which consists of 25% artificial superintelligence alliance, BitTensor, Render, Akash, IOS, and Echelon Prime. And they have actually outperformed the S&P 500. Look at that, overtake up on top. And you'll be able to bet, do you like this or do you not like this? If you do like it and it goes up tomorrow, you win. The more people bet on that, then it lands on the Truflation dashboard. And from the Truflation dashboard, you get all the documentation. You have your constituents in here, like you do with the electric vehicle index. You can see all the documentation around the methodology and the press releases and any kind of other video, YouTube, etc., right? Trading, and you can go across and trade it on overlay. So if you look here, you automatically are landing here. Sorry, you missed it. Here's an overview. Up here, you have the constituents. You can see what's in there. You can see the docs. What are the docs associated with that? And ultimately, you get to have an API access. So if you're a developer and you want this in your exchange, boom, you just pull it. It loads into your exchange, and you're off to the races. Using the Truth Network as the source of truth and leveraging the, what do you guys think of this? The proof of truth. What do you think of that? So we have the proof of truth consensus algorithm, which is a big comment, consensus algorithm, to verify the data and actually verify the compute of the index appropriately. But either way, you can then go here, trade on overlay. It pops up another window. And here, let me share this other window. Bang, this is the other window. All of a sudden, I can trade on here, electric vehicle commodity index. You can see how it's traded. I can go long, short, but it's been up. What do you think of that? So that's going to come where you can now create any index, whatever you like. If you're a carnivore, create a carnivore index. If you're a vegan, create a vegan index. If you're a frog lover, figure out what to create frogs. If you're a robot lover, what does that robot look like? If you're into shipping and container terminals and supply chain, what are all the data sets that you can build and create an index around supply chain? Somebody sent me this amazing, I know who, anyway, check this. I mean, people are coming and looking to create unique assets, right? And unique indexes. These are things that you could take home. And we were talking about the wine index, the Rolex index, right? All of those, right? You can see that on the wine index, Burgundy is up 250%. You saw that last time. Guess what? You'll be able to trade it. Why? Because Truflation has the prices for Burgundy and investable grade Burgundy, and we can track that, trade that, and then create indexes for you, so you can participate where it only in the past has been limited to people in the allocation buckets associated with those. So now all of a sudden we're making those tradable for you. And we talked about the hedge index. Stay tuned. That's coming. So on that note, that's sort of really some of the things that we've been working on and building. And we'll be working more around sharing what the power of that truth network really can offer and bring you. So we have some questions. I'm going to go into the question sections because I've got about 2 more minutes before I got to run and jump. Dunu Eth Deshovar. Glad to hear no user funds were compromised. Props to Truflation. Thank you for working quickly and decisively with cybersecurity and international law. It's a shame that scammers are in full force, but the transparency here is much appreciated. Yeah, thank you. We are getting a lot of feedback from you that you like the transparency, and we're trying to be as transparent as we can. We can't share right now what our strategies are and what we're doing. I don't want to give too much into the hands of the hackers, but yeah, we're working heads down, focused, and we'll have something really cool coming soon. But yeah, look, we're excited about the project. The whole team is tirelessly working to bring to you an amazing experience and prove that Truflation is resilient. The Truth Network is even more resilient and standalone and has a whole community building around it. And with Proof of Truth, you get accurate data. And with index.fund, you'll be able to actually trade on a lot of real world data sets. Anyway, the next question is, might be good to show this video on how powerful port unions have become. Okay, brother Mickey is showing me something. Let me show this. Let me see what is he sharing. Brother Mickey, here you go. We just saw the video of full automation. So brother Mickey, what you got for us, baby? Here we go. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does. Harold Dye, chief negotiator of the internet. La da da. Okay, so that he's been striking. Recent interview. When my men hit the streets from Maine to Texas, every single port locked down. You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, we be all over the news every night. Boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls are closing down. Yeah, they can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the U.S. comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construct. Yeah. So look at all of this. I mean, here, let's see his video.
And they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men, because when they made their most money was during COVID, when my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men. They died out there with the virus. We all got sick with the virus. We kept them going. From Canada to Maine to Texas, Great Lakes, Puerto Rico, now the Bahamas, everybody went to work during COVID. Nobody stayed home. Well, I want to be compensated for that. I'm not asking for the world. They know what I want. They know what I want. And if they don't, well, then I have to go into the street. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Every cooling off period. Do you think when I go back in 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, yeah, went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. In today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does. But
there you go. You heard it. Thank you, brother Mickey, for sharing this, and thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. That was really cool. Jason Bates, I think unions in today's workforce are necessary. Yeah, I mean, to hurt the American people for your gain, un-American. If they want to raise, take it from the union leaders' salaries. Yeah, there's always difference of opinions. I tend to believe that we don't want unions. We want people to work together to achieve a positive outcome. I'm a big believer in collaborative, having a carrot versus the stick. We will all work towards the carrot. And if we don't find the right people, how do we then, sort of people that don't like the carrot or they don't want to chase the carrot, how do we get rid of them and weed them out so that we can actually all, as a cohesive unit, go to there? Every football team, every soccer team, every basketball team, every sports team around the world, or even individual athlete, if you cannot perform and you're only as good as your weakest link, the athlete, he also needs his massage therapist. He needs a recovery. He needs sleep. He needs all of those elements play into the recovery. As a team, you're only good as your weakest link. So how do you have the team backstop and be able to provide the best in order to win among the best? And I think that's what we are living in a world today where we're competing on a global basis against all sorts of different nationalities. You saw the Chinese container terminals. How do we bring that to the US? We have the brains, we have the material, we have the engineers, and we have the capacity and the marketing to actually make that work. Look at the Amazon factories and the warehouses, how they do it. I mean, why can't we do that everywhere? I mean, that's where we should be investing and growing. That's the investment. How do we accelerate? How do we incentivize investments in those categories? Let's get that done. Heavy inflation coming at Cordial's Corner. Yeah, check it out. That's what we agree. Take it out. You saw the numbers. I mean, huge spikes. We just got a huge new update, first of the month again as well. So we get numbers in on interstitials. So we get them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a bi-weekly, and then on a monthly basis. So there's a consistent stream of data, because some of the data sets, they're just not there on a monthly basis, or they don't change that much. But when they come in and there has been a change, you can see the impact that it has. At Tesla Fanatico. Well, one thing for sure, inflation is creeping up based on the last 7 days of postings. Yep, that's what we've been saying. Stay tuned, watch out. Have a great day, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Thanks, everybody. Adios. Bye-bye for now.